Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to the CVB show. As always, I'm Stevie B. Well, I have a real treat for you guys. I have not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 guests from for the show today. And we're going to talk a little bit about them. First, we're going to introduce them. First, we have Chris Dreyer. How you doing, Chris?
Okay.
He's okay. And you all know Anne-Marie King. She's been on my show before.
Nice to see you, everybody, again.
And before we continue, we just want to let you know what's going to go on here. Back in May, all 6 of us were involved in the 48-hour film project, which is a movie that you have to make during the weekend, 48 hours to make a movie, and then it'll be shown. It was shown in Somerville, the Somerville Theater, and we did I believe it was called Millionaire Mosby Private Eye, and we have the cast here. Like I said, Chris here is the director and the producer. Did a great job, Chris.
The writer.
Thank you.
And the writer, too. I mean, amazing writing. And Anne-Marie King was the, how do you say, femme fatale, or one of the ones who hires Mosby. And Ken Hawks right here. It was the role of Millionaire Mosby, the private eye. How you doing, Ken?
I'm moderately pleasant.
And here we have Kevin Pearson, who is also in the Film Fest. And we have one of the other cast members, Mr. Robert Jassy. Hi, Robert. How you doing?
Great. How's your day going?
It's doing good. So let's talk a little bit about.
He did the sound too.
You did the sound. You did the sound too. That was great. So let's talk a little bit about that. A lot of people don't know the 48-hour film, as they say. You have 48 hours to make a movie. You get the subject. You get the what's the word? It's the saying that you have to say. Well, why don't you tell us about it, Chris?
Okay, so yeah, you get on Friday at like 7 p.m. that you get to, before 7 p.m. you get to pick your random genres. You get 2 genres. Yeah, it could be anything from like horror, dark comedy, coming of age film, fish out of water, and like you get 2 of them and you get to pick which one you want to use. And then at 7 p.m. everyone gets the same random elements, which is like a line. What was our line this year?
Keep it to yourself.
Thank you.
Now you get it.
Unless he was telling me to be quiet. But there was keep it to. There was a line. There was a character. So this year we had to use an Olympic gold medalist.
And Kevin was the Olympic gold medalist.
Or he was.
That's right.
He was. Maybe it was just an athlete. I don't know.
It was Tony Thompson.
Tony Thompson or
Who was the Olympic gold
Tanya or
medalist.
something.
Yeah, Tony or Tanya.
But the name is the same, and so is the
Or
phrase
Tony.
in all the movies
Yeah.
everybody does.
Yeah, and then there was and then the last element was a prop, and the prop was
a toothbrush.
Oh yeah, it was a toothbrush.
Yes, and
So,
we'll talk about that toothbrush in a minute. Okay, so what the genre that we chose was film noir. So,
Well, what was our other choice?
What was it?
road movie?
Oh yeah,
No one's.
You didn't want to do a road movie.
I didn't. Well, there's a. So here's the
Not this
pro.
year.
Well, that gets into the complexity of like actually like planning this thing out, and it's like you're not supposed to plan this thing out, and it's like, well, I just rented a house to do this at. I don't want to do a big journey movie, if I have a good location, and I mean it could have worked if we would have got something else, but we did film noir, but.
Yeah, but I thought it came out great. Now, Anne-Marie, you played the person who hires Millionaire Mosby.
Femme fatale. And
Femme fatale.
I thought the reason we didn't want to use a road movie is because a week before I broke my knee. So obviously I'm not going to go on the road, but
We just left you there. I mean, that's the thing. But I mean, like, no, we
Leave her in a ditch somewhere.
we had a lot of limitations
so
because.
charming.
Yes.
Thanks.
Well, no, just saying that, like,
Yeah.
we had a lot of
Weird plot
limitations
Yeah.
for this because of her. I honestly thought that I'd trust the more seasoned actors to be like the starring roles, but then she broke her leg, and then I'm like, oh, what do I do now?
And I'm like, I'm not going to not do this. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
So I was literally in a wheelchair a week after breaking my knee. My leg was up in a brace. I could not bend or put any weight on it. And I'm like, leave it to me to play a femme fatale with a broken leg in a wheelchair, which no one knew because it's acting and film. And it actually really cheered me up to be part of it. And I was like, no, Chris, I'm doing this. And the way you did it was so clever because it was a computer show. And I was on a Zoom call with this guy.
Mosby.
Mosby. So it was
Well, you could have done one like they did in the vacation movie and throw Grandma on the top of the roof. We could have been that. That'd have been a road.
Oh, my
You right
God.
there.
But it gave me something to do. I looked up film noir. Got told Kevin to do the wig, and so interesting because I'm not trying to be, but like I hadn't washed my hair in a week. I wore some boa and I wore a pretty red dress. I'm like, we're doing this, We're doing this.
You
Nobody
didn't
knew.
wash your hair for a
You,
week.
you look great in a
No,
wig.
I didn't.
No, that's his job.
So the whole thing, the beauty of the way this project is set up, and the fact that we had to do it remote on a minute's notice, we didn't overthink it. It was
Yeah.
just like, okay, find the wig, Amazon, order some gold medals, throw on a sports coat, a blue shirt, act obnoxious. There's Tony.
Yeah.
And you did a great job as a femme fatale, and Maria, and the whole cast did awesome. And it's really a compressed process.
Yeah.
And it amazes me each time that Chris has masterminded this whole thing, that it actually turns out, because it feels like a disaster in the making, and it all comes together in the end. I think it's cool.
I really love the script he wrote. It was brilliant. I'm like, this is perfect for me. I get to sing,
The homeowner, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Great
guy that
place.
owned the
Beautiful
home.
home.
Yeah.
So,
He was,
I love
hey,
that
you need a
house.
set,
It was,
we need a hacksaw. It's like, I got one.
Wow. I missed
he-
all that.
Yeah, they was. Yeah, it was that house was like built in like the 1700s, isn't that what it
And
is?
was
churched
out
up
there.
over the years, he said. They fixed up, with hidden things. You buy an old home, you're finding things when you into it.
Yeah, we
Surprised
shot
it
it
was
in
a ghost.
Andover, Massachusetts, and it was a beautiful home,
Gorgeous
really
place,
beautiful
yeah.
home. But the premise was, Anne-Marie's character hires Ken's character, Millionaire Mosby, to solve a murder, and my role, I was the butler. They say the butler did it, but no, the butler didn't do it. But and we mentioned about the toothbrush. There's a scene that I was, by the way, that butler costume just barely fit me. I mean, it was just really, he was really tough.
We noticed.
I thought it looked good.
It was funny.
You look very classy.
We got nominated for best costumes.
Big
That's
man.
the
I know.
thing.
There you go.
And here I am. I hadn't washed my hair, and it was just.
Oh yeah, they did a good job with their costumes.
And you did. No, that was hysterical because it looked like it didn't fit you. It looked like you had extra fabric.
Okay, so, later on in the show, we're going to show the 7-minute movie that we did together, and it was such a lot of fun to do. Like I said, Anne-Marie was a trooper for doing this with a broken knee.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't have missed it. It was so much fun. It was like the highlight of my 3-month journey in hell, not being able to walk. And this has been something I've been looking forward to doing. It's like, acting.
Yeah, I know, and we got a lot of laughs. Now, Ken, you were the lead, Millionaire Mosby.
You
and
talking to Ken or Mosby?
Let me talk to Mosby. What the heck?
What the hell?
Now,
Hi, Steve.
actually, you know what? I want to talk to Ken. So listen.
Thank you, Steve.
No, yeah. Ken, can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this? How'd you get into, what's your background?
Well, I've only been in really the acting, been doing acting for almost 2 years, and I found it on Backstage.com. So I contacted Chris, and I'd sent him reels that he could see from my Backstage profile, and then we talked via email a few times, and then and here I am.
That's not how I remember it.
How do you remember it?
Here we
I'm
go.
sorry. I don't even
Controversy
remember.
on the set.
No, I don't remember seeing anything that you did beforehand.
Well, you had the opportunity because you contacted me through Backstage.
No, I thought I contacted you because it was so I think it was the same for Steve, but I'm not sure. Steve, you recommended Anne-Marie to me a long time ago, correct?
Yeah, we did. The first movie we did together, another 48-hour
It's a
film,
play. Yeah.
Finding Dear Marty.
Okay, well, yeah.
We met in community theater.
Yes.
I just to talk about this a little bit. So every year the Boston 48-hour Film Festival has like a volunteers list, and I think you were on that volunteers list.
Yeah.
For the year that we got you, and we did Eastervention or whatever
Eastervention.
that year, and it got an audience award.
Yeah.
That was very
funny.
clever.
That was,
That was really clever.
That was
cute.
funny.
Yeah.
I had done 2 48-hour films with my friend Lisa DiVescovi, but she didn't want to do it anymore, so I tried to look for another team to do the 48-hour film project. And Chris, I ran into Chris, and we did Eastervention together, and we've been doing ever since. So
Yeah, I was just trying to get into how I get to know everyone,
Yep.
how I get to meet everyone, and how we all came together. So that volunteers list, every year I send out, I basically, send out an email to almost everyone on that volunteers list that there is. And every year it's usually like 1 or 2 people respond. Or like sometimes it's like 10 people respond and only one of them like stays. And Ken was that's how I met Ken, was because...
I'm corrected.
Huh?
I'm being corrected. I understand. I remember now.
Yeah. So that's how I
Yeah,
found
it
you, was
happens.
from that email, from that list. And you were one of like 10 other people, but you were the only one that showed up out of the volunteers list.
And I was the most handsome, too.
Yeah, there was
The
one
most
guy
modest.
that he was like a young foreign guy, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this guy, and he just thought he was too good for the project. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on live TV. No, but
We're all Americans. We're all immigrants.
no. I meant like that he dropped out, and that felt like he was too good for it. But like everyone, just like every year, I message everyone, and they all just drop out. I know Anne Marie from Steve's recommendation.
Thank you,
And
Steve.
she's great.
Thank you,
She's
Steve.
talented.
Thanks, Chris.
Kevin's very talented. Ken's very talented. They were all, and everything worked out great. Robert,
No.
no, just kidding. Just
These are
kidding. He's-
fearless.
That's why he's wearing
No,
a
no.
dress. And
No,
Sound man.
no, he's
awesome.
Robert's very reliable. He's good at everything he does. He's very good at what he does. He's very good at figuring out problems and fixing things. And I need somebody like that. And if I had more help, I think we could do a better job, of course, every year. We are missing one actor out of this because I usually... Should I talk about him?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so I'll bring up this guy. So so we had them on Zoom, Anne Marie and Kevin on Zoom, on the Zoom call doing this. But we also had one guy called Mormo Zine, who's like, he's famous in like Branson. I don't think you could see that too well, but
Missouri?
he's famous in Branson, Missouri.
He's a
And
foodie.
But he does. He's mostly just some old dude that used to. He's like Steve's like alter ego. Steve should like
awesome.
see. He used to do like local access center shows, like punk shows, rock shows, and things, and local access TV. But then he now he does like YouTube live shows instead, and he has like. He does like little art cards if you want to show off. That's a self-portrait of him.
Oh, can I ask a
that-
question? Is
that's-
that why you named my character Babs Branson after him?
Yeah.
He was Branson.
Yeah. He's from Branson,
That's
and
clever.
so but he just tries to like sell like art cards and things on YouTube, and that's what he does. And like I'm like, it was nice. It was
nice.
yeah, it's cool, and it was cool that he actually joined us for this. Somebody else drew this one. Sorry for going overboard.
Okay.
But that's a portrait of him. But yeah, no, I just wanted to bring that up. That it was very nice of him to a celebrity like him to join us and be a part of this. He was part of like a Zoom call too, and it's always cool to integrate people from all over. Basically I'll use anyone that wants to be a part of this. So
I've got to give you a plug on that whole concept, Chris, because the way you took the folks who were remote, like Mormo, Anne Marie, and myself, the way you incorporated that into the film made it look so seamless. It was awesome.
yeah, there was no other way. Can you
Amazing.
think of another way of like? I could probably think of another way of incorporating things, but it was just basically our limitations just made the film, because that's what, like, the time limit makes the film. It puts a constraint, the lines, the weapons. That was so great because the toothbrush all fit together because with me forcing Steve to do a nude scene.
I didn't do a nude scene.
It was close enough.
I didn't. Oh no.
Your
There is
bottom
a-
wasn't
Show the
covered,
clip.
so-
Show the clip.
No, we're gonna show it.
That was so
But
funny.
The funny part was, there was a scene in which paint was spilled on me, but actually it wasn't paint. It was actually chocolate syrup.
It was like Alfred Hitchcock.
Don't reveal all our
Blood.
secrets.
Oh, I don't worry about it. It's something Alfred Hitchcock did. I think we can reveal that now. But I mean, yeah, and you'll see in the film what happens regarding me and that toothbrush. But I mean,
Same consistency, blood and chocolate. So
yeah, so pretty much too. But
when we were talking about how to use a toothbrush, I tried to think of a way that was just unusual. And so I said, why don't we just stab him in the ear?
Oh, was it you that came up with
Yeah.
the ear thing?
That's a brilliant
Yeah, we
idea.
just jam it in his ear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we kill him with a toothbrush. It
Brilliant.
doesn't-
but
Okay,
painful.
that's the thing. I went into the shower. It was a nice shower, and I wasn't naked fully, right? And I
Thank you, sir, for doing that.
No, and then you had me on the floor, and you poured the syrup all over me, and you put like Play-Doh or whatever, and the toothbrush in my ear, and it was just.
He still had his socks on. That was
It
it.
looked pretty
That was
convincing.
I know that's the funny thing. I still had the socks on. It was.
You had an amazing scream there, Stevie B.
Yeah, he's a good.
No, that was good.
Steve's actually really talented. So
Yeah,
That was
but
a good scream. That was.
It resonated.
but that
through
was
the whole
a lot of that was a lot of fun to do, especially. And you had the picture, the frame, the portrait painting of I guess it was a little boy blue that had the eyes going.
artist.
That was
Yeah.
clever.
That
was
was-
fun.
it could have came out better if I would have taken more time with it. But hey, it's a 48-hour film. I made the prop in that time frame. So
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
have
how
to.
you do it all.
You
I
can't
know, I
plan
mean-
ahead or set things up. You've got to
I-
go that day.
It's like you're
you
just
can sort
rolling
of
with
think
it.
about things, maybe
Well-
practice your craft, but you really can't plan.
that was
And
part
that's
of
a fine line.
Yeah.
So
that was something we could get into. I don't know how deep we can get into it. Like, what is too much planning? And if you're gonna plan too much, why are you doing the 48-hour film festival?
Exactly.
But
we're
That's
getting
what's
people
so-
together, and some of the movie groups they've been doing it for many years, and sometimes you have to scramble to get people. One year we got a girl who was on the site of the job. The girl didn't show up. She came in and did a great job.
yeah, there
she
was one.
brilliant.
Remember the
By the-
year
the
that with the
lake.
lake house?
Oh yes, I know. She
She's
didn't show
fantastic.
up, but the daughter of the man who owned the house,
Yeah.
she volunteered.
She was excellent.
It was a great movie. It was you, me, Jackie Salvucci.
Yeah. I look back at that and I was every year I get frustrated with myself because I know it could have been a better job if I would have done something better. If I had more help or if I did something like, oh, this would be a better angle, and I always think of it later and I always get frustrated with myself. It's not about you guys. It's not about like other people. It's always it's like I could have done better, and I know I could have done better.
Chris, you did such a good job. I mean, you wrote the whole thing.
Yeah.
You
Well, I didn't,
produced
that
it. You
year I didn't
directed-
write it, and I thought that they did a very good job with the script, and I feel like I failed them by doing
Well,
something.
you know,
You're
the-
so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Give
As a
yourself pat on the
professional,
back
you
for a
gotta
great
be in
job.
order to get better at this stuff, man. It's
As a
like
professional
tough.
musician, there's always those gigs where you think, gosh,
Exactly.
I could have played that differently. You videotape the
Yeah.
gig and you think you're really smoking, then you watch it and say,
yeah.
that didn't work.
Yeah, like me, I'm like, I could have not broken my leg and had my hair washed. I'm going to beat up on myself forever.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, even this year, it was kind of like, I'm like, wow, we did such a great job. And then I watch it back and I'm like, okay, that was a mistake, that was a mistake, that was a mistake. There was at least 3 apparent mistakes. There was some narration missing. There was a couple different things that, like, we could have fixed. But it's a 48-hour film, and it is what it is. We're a very small cast, and it was just 1, 2, 3, 4 people on set recording. These guys recorded their own parts themselves, and they did an awesome job. Shane Vozar did a great job on his stuff, and he recorded and sent it to me, and he did a great job. And just it's just the limitations of the whole thing.
I'm
Just-
glad you bootlegged it though, Chris, because like
Oh, yeah.
people laughed at they were laughing throughout the whole
Yeah,
movie.
you got to. Yeah,
That's
and
it's
it makes you feel good.
it does
Yeah.
make you feel good when you see the audience reaction to things. So
Are we going to see a blooper video there, Steve?
Blooper reel would be
I don't
fun.
know if we have a blooper video.
I have one. Well, Kevin and I were laughing because we were doing over the top. I remember because my friend
Yeah.
came with the wheelchair and we rehearsed it with her, right? And I had trouble keeping it. I had trouble keeping.
We had a
from
few
laughing.
false starts because we just couldn't stop laughing.
It's the
that
wig
was
and
fine.
nose.
It was funny watching your clips, honestly.
Yeah.
So goofy.
I have what's called Harvey Korman disease. I mean, it's like when Tim
Oh,
Conway and
wow.
Harvey Korman got together, Tim would always find a way to make him laugh,
Every
and
time.
and it was like a trademark thing. Ken, when he's doing Mosby, right? He's looking at me like this, Mosby, and I couldn't stop laughing. I had to think of something sad because I mean, thank
Let's reenact that, okay?
No, you
Let me channel Mosby here.
listen, Gumshoe,
That
and
was
you're like,
gumshoe. I love that.
and you're like
It's Mosby!
Mosby.
Actually, we
See,
thought
I'm
sorry,
back to
we
Ken.
thought you were laughing, saying, going up the stairs. You looked like you were right.
It looked like you had a curl of a grin
Like-
He
after
was
that scene.
irritated
I think
because
you.
he was irritated because he had to show the house to Mosby,
Yeah.
or Ken, and he's like, Here's the kitchen, the basics. Here's the stair.
That's
all
funny.
you're seeing.
That was
That's what
comedy-
got,
that
that's
was
what
comedy
got
gold.
laughs out of the audience.
you and
This
Noah-
is the living room.
Yeah.
And then
Here's
everyone
the
the
kitchen.
kitchen.
He's like a bad
I-
realtor. you
but
know?
we-
Yeah, you're a
Front
very
of the
bad
house.
realtor.
So we
the
added
door.
in. There was some narration that I didn't think we had time to add, but we added in some narration just recently because we're going to submit it to a different film festival in New Hampshire just for fun. And the clip at that was like, I feel like I'm being jerked. Can you say it? Do you remember it?
I can't remember what it was.
It's something like, I feel like I'm being jerked around, and I don't like being jerked around by no jerks.
Oh, I like that.
So, it was something like that.
But when he was going up the stairs, you did look like you were going to laugh.
It was supposed to be, that line was supposed to be there, I think, and I wanted to add that, but you never know until like after you shoot it. I'm like, we need something right there, and then like we just didn't have time for everything. But.
You did a brilliant job. I wanted to call out something really cool.
What?
I thought your use of music was
Yeah.
fantastic,
Definitely.
and the way you you put it into a black and white mode, and that music really, especially when there's scenes where you're looking out, or I think Mosby's looking out the window, had it with the black and white kind of the gray lighting of a daytime. It looked creepy as anything. And then I think the other thing, just a quick call out to Mormo, and good use of the prop. You had the VHS tape, and he was fiddling with it, and he's putting it. Mosby's putting it in the viewer, and just the one line that cracked me up a lot in this film was when Mormo says, "If you're watching this, I am already dead. Bummer." That I think the crowd in the bootleg
Yeah,
tape
no, the
enjoyed-
crowd
that was just
liked
such
that.
a great line.
Yeah, but because I can all like, so how I just like some of it is like, I don't really need to see everything that people do in the past. Some of it would be good, but a lot of this I decide I get to know you by doing like the live streams and hanging out with you and things like that. Because I got to know you, Ken, because I don't think I had ever seen anything that you've done in the past. Every time I met you, you'd talk about like being a drummer and things like that. So I didn't even know you did any acting other than like you said you wanted to do acting. I didn't even know you did acting.
I took the courses through John Costa.
Oh, I think you said you did a class.
There's 31 Zoom classes I took, and they're great. They're great. Over time, people would drop out and think, this is not for me. But when the class started, it was in October, and this coming October, it would have been a year ago. The class had 50-some people in it. When we graduated in that next May, there was only 3 of us.
Jeez,
Wow.
really? Just 3?
Yeah, it was just 3 of us, and
I never would have guessed you were not a seasoned actor. I thought you've been in the business for a long time. You came across that well.
oh, thank you. I've been a clown most of my life.
Nice.
Yes.
Crying on the inside type?
But yeah, usually I just get to know somebody. The most important thing is for somebody just to show up and like be a part of it. And it's like, I usually just picture a line when I write something. I just picture their voice, and that would be a funny line to hear in their voice, and that's about it. That's all I did.
We should tell, like, Ken, when you were Mosby, you were fishing and you take that skeleton out of the full skeleton out of the lake.
We had to do several takes because the skeleton got stuck in the weeds, and that little pond it
Sticks out
smelled.
there.
So we had to do it several different times. I think he had to go out there a little bit and try to get it in from the water, but it wouldn't sink. So the skeleton, it floated all the time, which was because it was plastic.
That was from your closet. That was from your house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of skeletons.
He's a filio
The-
for skeletons.
He has a lot of skeletons in his.
I remember.
Good one, Emery.
My problem is getting a little bit too drunk and going on Amazon and being like, oh, the skeletons are on sale right now, and I just order because have you
Don't
ever
drink
seen
and shop.
No, Army of Darkness? Like in Army of Darkness, there's all these skeletons in it. I'm like, wow, I wish I had like all these like skeleton warriors and stuff, and that's why I got a bunch of skeletons.
No, it was beautiful, like backwoods type of thing. Like I saw when I was watching them film this scene. Right, I remember seeing garter snakes going right by me.
Oh no,
Yeah, no, it's a garter snake. They don't bite or anything like that.
I don't like them either way.
Yeah, but
They're-
They're harmless.
yeah, but like I said, the house was gorgeous. I mean, there was a lot of history on the house, but
Letting us go in and be about was excellent. The children were at the grandparents, so there was no problem. No, not well. They don't, kids are problems, but they're not really. But
No,
you don't want
come
kids
on.
running amok and stuff and
Sure.
and disturbing
Would have
stuff.
scared them. They would have had trauma. They would have had to go to therapy their whole life.
Oh, I'd love to
Some-
scare kids. It's the best thing in the world.
Robert, now you were also you actually played the murderer. Is that true?
Yeah, I had a little frilly shirt on.
He was Little
with
Boy
my little,
Blue.
Little Boy Blue. Well, you know, who was the painter? He's an English painter. Does Little Boy Blue?
I don't.
He was one of
remember.
the two English painters who were competing against each other, and it's a famous.
Oh yeah.
His name was Doug. I
But
just
your
made,
hair
I just
was
made
great.
that up.
The hair.
Yes,
The
yes.
hair gave you. I'm like, that's Robert. Because
I just saw the hand with the frilly shirt, and I
Yes,
thought that was
you
a great
wore it well.
effect.
We needed
have
the collar.
I-
Yeah.
The collar was missing.
Such a
I was
weird-
really
didn't
sad I
plan
didn't
it
get the
out.
collar. I could be Elizabeth I with that thing, you know.
Yeah, I didn't. If I would have planned it out, I would have had the collar. But I'm just like, well, maybe I can get Robert to do something. Like he's just the audio guy, and he doesn't want to be in video on the screen too much.
The hair.
And I'm like, sorry, Robert. All the other actors bailed out on us. You're stuck. We're stuck with you now. And he's just like, I guess if I have to. And he did it, and it was awesome.
You wore it well. The
did.
ladies
Yes.
went crazy over you.
The first time I did it, I tried to back out from the in the attic. It was more Groucho Marx, I was told. The Marx Brothers. I guess I have to do something more serious, so I kind of tucked away like a rat, you know.
But why did he do it? Just a ne'er do well?
I don't think you need to know. I think some stories should
I'm
be
just-
known.
Oh no, because he was crazy and he was like living there, and like the
'Cause he
butler was just
that's
like,
right, because he was picking his boogers
hiding.
and scabs.
Yeah.
He ate
no,
his
no,
own
no, that was
scabs.
just a rumor.
He ate his
Well,
scabs.
if you have a booger collection, you pick your scabs.
Murder's the next thing on the menu
on,
there.
I mean,
I have to say.
You have instability.
No, he escaped a mental institution. He was living in the attic. It was just him and the butler living there.
So why was he in mental institution? Because he was booger collection?
No. That he just made that up just to piss off the butler. I think.
Oh, okay.
It was just a rumor.
Oh, I thought it was part of the
We
thing.
do not speak ill of the master in this house.
The more you know.
But why did he hate his dad so much to kill him? Can you
he
hear
didn't
me?
kill his
Okay,
dad.
sorry.
He killed the dad.
Oh.
I was the bad guy.
Oh, because
Yeah.
you were in love with me.
That's right. It was-
Or
Yes, remember?
You wanted my money.
Because Mosby mentioned that in some kind of off manner. Oh, I know about.
Yeah.
No. The Mormo mentioned him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
This
Right,
guy
another
mentioned
great
him.
line.
Yeah.
If you know, if you eat the rest of my raisin bran, you'll be sleeping with the fishes.
that
that
line-
dude
that
was
so
crazy.
funny.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that was just so whack. And it was perfect.
And his eye went like this when he said it.
You know, guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna show this film right now. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. It's a lot of laughs. It got a lot of laughs, and can't wait to see it again. So let's see, Millionaire Mosby, Private Eye.
Woo.
There I was, talking to the Babs Branson, my retirement fund to Acapulco.
Hello, dear sir,
Call me Mosby. Everybody else does.
Mr. Mosby.
You don't have to be so formal. Just Mosby.
My husband has mysteriously vanished.
You don't say.
You must.
I couldn't take my eyes off her from top to bottom.
Otherwise, I'll go broke.
And what if I can't find him? How will I get paid?
I'll be glad to give you lots of cash.
How about 1,000,000 smackaroos?
Your husband was the Bartholomew Buttersworth
I don't know why
Branson.
you had to find the absolutely worst detective.
Maybe I should just go to the press with this.
If you go to the presses, you're gonna be sleeping with the fishes.
Who the heck is this guy?
Tony Thompson, Olympic athlete, 3 gold medals in the skeleton.
Tony is here to support me in my time of need.
Either you pay me my 1,000,000 smackers, or I go to the press.
As long as you bring back my sweet, beloved, beautiful Bartholomew Pewee.
and keep it to yourself.
As I pulled up to the last known whereabouts, the Branson summer home, I got a feeling that I was being watched.
And who might you be?
Mosby. Past Branson should have told you I was coming around.
Ah, yes, Mosby. You're the one in search of the master of this house.
See you around?
No, sir, I haven't seen him in over a year.
Do you know where he went?
No, sir, that's your job.
You can't show me around so I can do my job?
Certainly, sir. This is the kitchen. This is the guest parlor. And this is the fireplace.
Who's this?
That's the master's long-lost son.
See, he's the one that had the Booker collection and ate his own scabs. That's why they locked him up.
We do not speak ill of the young master in this house, sir. You can look around as long as you want. If you happen to find any of the master's secrets, you be wise to keep them to yourself.
You know when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Oh, he's about to go!
Caught you red-handed.
I was framed!
Tell me who put you up to this, or I'll slap you again.
I have to wash this paint off me. Oh, sole mio, la 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 la, oh, sole mio, la 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 la. Who's that? Is that you, Mosby? You better not be looking at me, you pervert! Oh, it's you! It wasn't me! It wasn't me! Ah!
I'm damned. I never liked the butler anyway.
If you are seeing this tape, I must already be dead. Bummer. This is my last will and testament. Everything goes to my heir if he is still alive. My wife, well, what kind of dumbass do you think I am? She gets nothing, and mark my words, if I go missing under suspicious circumstances, it's like Tony said, you'll be sleeping with the fishes if you eat the rest of my Raisin Bran. That dude was crazy.
If I tell the world the truth, I get nothing. No $1,000,000. But there was still one loose end before I call the cops to come clean up.
just going to keep that to myself. In fact, good luck, Babs and Tony. Just as long as I get paid before we move on. Millionaire Mosby, they will call me from now on.
Wow. Now that's so funny. And you see me in the bathroom and taking a shower. You better not be looking at me, you pervert.
Do you know where that's from? That was just like a lot of these movie things are just from like other movies. Come on, somebody's got to know what movie that's from.
I don't know what.
I don't know.
What was that from? Animal House?
Home Alone. Remember when the uncle? And then he recorded, "Get out of here, you nosy little creep, or I'll slap you silly."
That was Home Alone 2.
Oh, whatever. One of the Home Alones.
Yeah.
Second one, yes.
And it was.
Yes, when I saw you dead on the floor.
Yeah.
No, but you see me with the
Yes.
the pain, and I was doing that ghost thing when I was doing the and I'm smiling. I'm like, yeah.
That was a great look.
Like, it's just you go up and down, then you shoot the ghost, and you hit the paint, and it comes right down on me. Chocolate syrup, of course, not.
We just made that up on the spot. I mean, I just wanted to, I couldn't think of a way to get Steve in the shower otherwise. He had to get messy for some reason, so.
Yeah.
I have a goofy prop backstory. Like Chris, because Anne-Marie was convalescing with her broken tibia at
Tibia
home.
plateau.
And Chris is like, hey, listen, I'm like, Chris, I've got the medals. And you're like, well, I need you to come and get the cash at my house. Because Anne-Marie waves like a huge stack of $100 bills.
Yeah.
So I show up to Chris's house. He texts me. He says, well, it's in the door.
Yeah.
So I'm walking up to his house, which I've never been to before, in a fairly quiet neighborhood. There's people out mowing their lawns and stuff. And I'm thinking, this is going to look so suspicious. I open up his door. I pull out this huge wad of cash. I walk back to my car. I can just picture getting pulled over, something strange, and having people call the cops on me because Chris has got some shady deal going on at his house.
Well, when I first met you at the door,
Yeah.
and I rang
who
the bell,
might you be?
and you opened the door, and we were having a conversation. I knew you were guilty of something, like dancing badly in public or something. I knew you were guilty of something. You had that look.
I said the line wrong. I was supposed to say, "You be wise to keep it to yourself." I said, "Keep them to yourself."
Yeah, so we had to do a reshoot with Kevin. I thought that, honestly, I had written it in at different points in the script for other people to say.
Yeah.
Just in case, because it's important to have. So I thought I had Shane say it at one point, but I looked back at the script and I thought I didn't.
I think he does say it at one point in his bit.
Yeah, you said it. You
Yeah.
refer to keep it, and
I-
your medals
We
and
did
your
that the
weight.
next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
You had hubris,
Yeah.
And
Definitely had hubris.
I do have to mention that, sorry for bumping the table, but I do have to mention that, we had to cut, like, for the 7 minutes, the film had to be, like, 7 minutes, and they did such good, ad-libbing, but I had to cut, like, all their singing, which was a shame, and it works so well in the 15-minute cut, and then, like, even Ken's narration at times, I had to cut all that, because it's, like, you don't think about that stuff, but it's like inner dialogue takes up a lot of space. It takes up a lot of film time, so I didn't even think about that. And it made a good 15-minute, but the 7-minute kind of took out a lot of fun stuff.
It's a big balance. You're doing an hour or so of film, and you got to choose what. Even though your script says this is what I want to do, you have to figure where you want to be with it, and who you want to just screw. I guess.
It's masterful how you edit it to 7 minutes. I'm sorry, Henry, go
That's
ahead.
going to be in the film festival, right?
Yeah.
You're going to put the whole 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the
Next.
one in, what's the name of the film festival again? In September?
I don't know.
Okay, some film festival in New Hampshire.
I just know Nick Sands is doing it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like a friend on Facebook that
That's cool.
I asked him Nick, do you want to be part of the film festival with me? And he's like, oh, I'm working. I'm like, you're working? On Saturday or something like that? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, aren't you self-employed? Yeah, but I might be working. Well, how do you... I don't want to get into it. So, I mean...
Hope springs eternal.
Yeah, I know. It's like...
So that's where you're going to be able to see the 15 minutes. in that film fest in New Hampshire.
Yeah. Hopefully it goes through because I mean I don't know if he's gonna have enough filmed for it. Hopefully people start submitting it.
What's the name of it?
I'll look it up.
Look it up.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
There's no signal in here.
Oh, I closed it. Yeah.
Chris
Yeah,
does
you
a great job editing
We
things
will,
down, and
yeah.
it's really cool because a lot of the other films I noticed, I think Chris gets the award that they should have an award for the most respectful of the 7-minute deadline, because you get it right down to the second, and
I
a lot
know.
of other films go way over. So
No,
kudos
they
to
don't.
you.
They get
There's a
they get
handful.
disqualified if they're over the 7 minutes.
I don't think so.
No, they do.
It felt like they were long.
It seems
No,
like
some-
a cabal of voting and who votes and who knows
Yeah.
what.
Well,
Yeah.
no. For the film, it's like the film actually goes like some of the films are really long because they just feel long, and they get these long dialogue scenes where people are just like, "Hey, I just feel so out of place right now," and it's like, "I know, I feel out of place too. Let's just sit on the couch for a little while and smile."
I know what film you're talking about.
Let's eat a whole meal together.
That was really
Well,
ridiculous. I know
It
that.
grosses that one.
I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the reason mine feels like it goes fast is because we shoot a lot, and then it's like
You put a
smush
lot
it
in
all
there.
together.
Yeah.
I mean, you put a lot into it. I mean, you worked hard for it. I mean, we won an award. What, best costume?
Best,
No,
we were
we were
nominated for
nominated.
best costume,
Oh, we
which
were
is
nominated.
interesting. The year that, like I said, as I've said before, I just kind of threw something together and told you to wear your John Lennon wig. He wanted to wear that hair. I'm like, you gotta wear your John Lennon.
That was a great call, Anne Marie, because I would have looked like just some old guy. But you made me look like a young Olympian. Thank you.
Well, you're an old guy trying to be cool with that shag haircut, like you have
Yeah.
Beatles or something, the 50
Yeah.
Beatle.
That's what was fun.
I went through Chris's wardrobe
ridiculous.
Yeah.
He did actually.
and found a hat and a jacket. And my wife said, "Oh, baby, you look so wonderful and so handsome with that hat." So I bought a $9 hat on Amazon, which is this. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank
it
you.
looked perfect.
Don't tell
Does
him
she
it's
still dig it?
$9.
You were believable.
I keep forgetting. I keep slipping to Mosby from Ken to Mosby. Forgive me.
Yeah. Okay. The name of the film festival is A Film Festival. No wonder I don't know the name of
Well,
it.
they pulled out the creative stops for that title, huh?
It's a different name.
September 21st at Studio Lab
Is there a
in
website?
Derry, New Hampshire. I don't know.
Where's
I don't
that
see
Studio
one.
Lab?
Oh, if there is a website, we'll show it in the end credits. And
11A Street, Derry. Don't we know where I think I know where A Street is.
You
but-
did Finding Dear Marty in Derry, didn't we?
Yeah, didn't we do that?
Yeah, we went up to Derry. I mean, me and Robert are originally from that the Derry area.
Dirty Derry.
The Derry area. Cute.
Yeah.
It's near the dairy farm, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but I've been of all the films I did with Chris. I mean, I did. We went to Andover. We went to Derry, New Hampshire. I went to New Hampshire twice actually. That was for the other one with my friend Jackie. But I mean, it's a lot of fun to do these things. It's a lot of work. You have, like I said, you have only 48 hours to do it, and as many as like 30 movies are shot in a weekend, all over the state of Massachusetts. So, and then they showed the movie at the Somerville Theater, and like I said, we got a lot of laughs from it too. It was a lot of fun to do, there was one film that was actually shot in Medford, Massachusetts, and I thought that was pretty nice too. But like I said,
Blood's hard to get out of fabric, though. How'd you work that?
I'm sorry, what?
Blood's hard to get out of fabric. How'd you work that
Well, it was
out?
chocolate syrup, so that
I
was
know.
easier to do. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that scene got screwed up because of actually Robert screwed up that scene. Now that you mentioned that one scene, do you remember that scene? Because you're like, oh, I'm sorry. So I had
When
to
you
cut.
screamed, I thought you actually were hurt because
Yeah.
sometimes syrup can be like a burn. I'm like,
Yeah,
I thought you were.
We thought
hurt
we
and not
actually
acting.
did.
That was
Resonated
really
through
good.
the whole house.
It was the whole bar
Oh no,
was
but
loud.
but no, during that when we were outside when he shot the cans, and he's like and like Robert's like, I'm real sorry, and I'm behind the camera, and I had to stop what I'm doing and be like, did you drop something on his head? Is he really bleeding? What's wrong? And Steve's like, no, I'm okay, and but like
I didn't think you were. I
But
thought
the
something happened.
audio in that scene, I had to cut out every time Robert's like, "I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I'm sorry," and it's like, I didn't know what the hell was going on, and his acting was like, it convinced me that he really he dropped a piece of glass in his eye, and he's like, ah.
Well, they're all old paint cans, so at that distance, you're gonna crack someone.
Yeah.
If someone did fall on you.
Yeah, well, I thought that's what happened. So I'm like, why is he saying he's sorry all this time?
Were they all really up there?
Just me.
Yes.
They were. Yeah.
No,
we put
I
'em
brought
up there.
those. Oh, yeah, the cans were up there, and I had actually brought paint cans in for that specific purpose.
Oh wow.
Which because I was gonna not use them, and if the guy had some like oil or something up there that I could use, but I'm like, I got these cans, might as well.
That looks so cool.
Yeah, when he shot the cans, I
Yeah.
thought it was a good effect.
Yeah. So, like, you poured the syrup from where you were just down on me when
It went right in your eye right away.
It didn't go in my eye. It didn't go in my eye at all. I was
It
just
was
acting
acting.
like it's called acting.
Yeah, he was good.
you.
That
was so
scream got
believable.
me
Live the
good.
theater.
No, that scream. I mean, I never.
It's a small bathroom, and when you did all of a sudden, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting you to be in the shower either. But
Oh, he's talking about the bathroom scene now.
Yeah, that. Yeah, and you had the tooth. And by the way, that was my toothbrush. You actually, you guys sawed it in half and put it in. I love that's my favorite part is your hand just going up and getting the toothbrush, and I'm like, who is that? Is that you, Mosby? You better not be looking at me, you pervert. You know, and that got a laugh too. But then when you were about to plunge the toothbrush into me, and I went I won't do it as loud, but apparently
It's
I
convincing.
I
was loud.
apparently scared the whole city when I screamed. I don't know,
They call the
but
police.
it was
You screamed very well.
Yeah, I
really
know.
well.
Good job.
And last year we were at I know Steve, you weren't in it last year. We missed you. You were at your
I
you were
couldn't
at your
do
niece's
it. My
communion.
niece's
Yeah,
first
very
communion, so I couldn't do the
So
48
where
hour
were we
film.
last year?
Middleton or something?
Littleton.
And it was like the house had an oxygen chamber, and that's the fun of it. Is like Chris sends us houses. Where should we go this year? And I'm like, wow, I get to be in this mansion for a day. You know,
There
not
was
this
weird
year,
stuff at that place. It was cool.
I wanted to use all of it, but we couldn't because
but yeah.
I don't
all
know.
the
I
glass,
didn't-
wherever you were, there was glass and reflection, so you couldn't. I couldn't be behind someone. You couldn't be tucking away.
Yeah, it was
You
a
could
little
see
bit
different
difficult with
things.
a lot
You
of
could
glass.
See shadow, so it was gorgeous house though.
But no, she had like a hyperbaric chamber, and
she mentioned that, yeah.
I wanted to do a story about like something totally different, where it's like a young bratty rich kid that like murders his parents, and like because we got dark comedy last year, but
Yeah.
that's it. And like he comes, I was picturing somebody just coming out of the hyperbaric chamber, like with like little like shades or something on their eyes, and they come out, and it's like. You know, they get up and they towel off or something. I don't know, and
You're
something.
seeing a horrible scene.
I wanted to use it, and then like, well, no, they come out after and they have like AI or something talking to them, and it's like, get my toast ready, get my avocado toast ready, or something like that. I don't know, but like for that house, it was like we used this lady's house. She was really cool.
It was
He
easy
wasn't
to get
involved
lost
in
in
it,
that
but
house.
now we're taking over the whole conversation, talking
Yeah.
about totally separate.
No, but it was a beautiful house. So it's part of the fun of this is you've been renting houses,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome, but I'm poor now. House cost me $1,000 each time I rent a house.
Wow.
We'll have to,
Got to keep
So-
that job.
Huh? Yeah, I gotta
keep stacking stuff.
we'll
stock
have to
in
do
those
a
groceries.
GoFundMe for our team.
48-hour GoFundMe
We have to
page.
be creative and make a film every year.
They make a GoFundMe for everything, isn't there?
Yeah.
Isn't that? Don't they?
Well,
But,
you can always sell Mosby swimsuit calendars to raise money.
Yeah. By the
Well,
leg, by the cadaver, all kinds of things.
Free skeletons.
Well, does anyone have any good ideas for next year? If we're gonna if we want to win awards or something, what should we do?
Gee.
Practice.
It pretty much depends on what we get, though.
Yeah.
I hope we get a comedy or
People
I
don't
like
show
comedies.
up though. All the movies we've done, a lot of like, I'll be there. Well, the
Not-
early ones we did, you had some of your friends in Cambridge. They were great writers. They let us use their place. But lately, people are like, I don't want to show up, or they're like, they don't show up. Like the girl who had to film because someone just, I'm not
Oh,
coming.
yeah, after
Oh, they
COVID,
didn't even
it's been-
call.
yeah.
Not even a call.
Well, you got all their actors. You just need.
It's difficult if you're short on people already and then someone doesn't show or blows you out of the water. Who doesn't care? Maybe they get a better offer. Most likely, they all get better offers.
No, they just didn't want to show up.
Well, we got actors that have been showing up
Yeah.
for years now.
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of people just drop out of it. It's a very, people just don't get the time to do it. I mean,
It's a weekend.
blast,
and
though.
it's,
It
it's,
really
it's
is.
weekend. It's Saturday, and
They
then
shouldn't say they're going to come. And
Yeah.
not come. That's
just
silly.
shut your mouth.
Just
Yeah.
don't commit unless you're going to show
don't
up.
commit- yeah, don't.
Professionalism.
Yeah.
Be
We're
professional.
pros at this.
But like I said, I've always said that. I mean, I've done extra work for movies being shot here in Massachusetts, and they say that you only see like the finished product when you go to a movie. You see all the action and everything. There is a lot of work that goes on when you are in a movie, especially if you're an extra, because you're pretty much You spend most of the day just hanging around like in the kitchen hall, whatever, waiting for your scene to come because they're taping, and you got to have your newspaper or a phone just to keep yourself busy because you can get so bored over it. And
all the takes too. I mean,
all the
little
takes.
stuff. I'm like, wow. Now I know why it takes so long, because I did one where another one I don't remember lines well. I barely got the voice down.
He was good in the silent film we did.
I think our budget was like $11.
But
I
still spoke in the sound film, but the words he put in weren't the words.
Yeah,
I
we
said,
went over
but
budget.
Still, that's what you do. You know, you've got to be creative. I'm glad we got the sound film, and that person, we did everything in that person's
Talking about years
yard
ago.
And house, and then we had to go to like downtown Medford to do something against a brick building, and that was it. And so most places would have been right
Wakefield.
where we were, Wakefield.
But that was a different show. That was a different 48-hour. But I don't know. I think I don't want to. How much more time do we got?
As much time as you want.
Okay, we're gonna talk about everything under the sun.
No.
But I would like to.
I would
know
like to show
everyone too. But
I
you want
know.
to show something?
We're going to do a musical next year, Chris. I know you don't want to do it, but we're going to get.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can.
I'd
do
love
it.
to do a musical.
That I would
Me
jump
too.
into.
You guys
It was kind of musical.
I'd
I
love
got
to try,
sing.
even no matter how goofy it could be.
I've done like
Yeah, we
musicals
can do
before.
we can do a goofy musical, but we gotta
have to
be
get
able
the
to like.
genre.
Let's do a practice first.
Yeah.
I can't sing.
Huh?
I'll
I
sing.
can't
I'll
sing.
sing
I'm
for all of
terrible.
us.
You can play
I'll
drums,
sing.
can't you?
Okay.
I can play drums.
Sing,
I'm a
sing
terrible
a
singer.
song.
There we go, Anne Marie.
We
is
could
like
dub you over
she's
with,
like an instant songstress. Like
You could dub him over. Yeah, I know you could sing. I know he could sing. I know he could sing.
I have a question. So, isn't it random what categories we get?
Yeah, you never
Yeah.
know what you're gonna
It is,
get.
yeah.
So it's the luck of the draw.
You practice
Yeah.
though, like
Yeah.
practice. You just practice
No,
the
but
basic stuff. and
The
it's
reason
made.
I choose something else other than like if we got musical versus comedy,
Yeah.
I would probably choose
I
comedy
get
and
it.
not do musical because of the technical nature of. I don't know how to do that. It's like I
Yeah, I
don't know
know
how
what
to
you
do it. I've tried to do it by myself, and I'm like, wow, this is actually really difficult. So we're gonna have to figure that out.
I think comedy's better, especially when you only have 48 hours. Because musical, you have to get, you know what I mean?
Music
I
and
find
stuff.
that most people tend to vote more for comedies if it makes you laugh.
Well,
that's what you
yeah.
have to
yeah,
do.
but musicals can make you laugh too. So
Right.
I mean, it's like it's just the
I
technical
love
nature
musical
of it.
mockery. Yeah.
If I have to sing something in a musical, it has
Oh,
to be
I-
known that I'm absolutely horrible. 'Cause whenever I sing,
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever I
caveat.
sing
It
something,
could be
it's
like a
totally
mock-
mine. I've
you
destroyed
said
it.
not
No one wants to hear it
musical,
again.
right?
It's
That would be
okay.
fun.
Then
What
then
did you say,
maybe
like
he
a
could
mock
teach you how to
musical?
sing on
Mockery.
camera. That
A
could be an
mockery.
idea
'Cause
for a whole
musicals are,
musical.
yeah.
You get your voice.
We could do a parody of a musical. Like we could.
I
like,
could
make
lip
it a
sync.
parody.
But like each year, you only get two. So you pull out of a hat the genres.
That
like,
too. Yeah.
everything is by chance, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Two genres, both
But-
at the same time, or one, and the character's the same, and the object or phrase is the
Right.
same. So that gets.
Yeah.
That's all you got. So be creative. It's typical. Some of these guys have been together for many years,
Yeah.
and some are like. Young kids did one. I'm like, wow, how'd you do that in a couple of spots and just do it beautifully?
Yeah, I
and
like
on very
comedy
little
best.
character and very little dialogue. They just did it. They filmed it well and they kept it simple.
Yeah, and then we saw one, right, and it was just like nothing. It was a musical, but nobody did anything. It was mostly like the ones, right? Wasn't it? They were in the field, and she's like, ah.
Yeah, it just seemed rather eerie,
Oh.
almost more like a fantasy shot, and
But
the music
there
was
was
kind
no-
of strange, and then they came out through the other side into a
Yeah.
different place, and
No
I'm like,
language
oh,
or-
okay.
I don't know. I think ours was very entertaining. This year. Yeah.
So I showed ours to like some family up some people up in New Hampshire, and the little kid's like, what is this? And I'm like, it's a film film that I've been talking about that I've done. He looks at it for 5 seconds. Oh, that's boring. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you want, man? What do you want? It's supposed to be a film noir. What would you do, huh? What would you do? Roblox? You want to show up on Roblox? And he's like, actually, yeah. And I'm like, oh, come on, how would you improve it? Explosions, colors, and I'm like,
Film
and I'm
noir.
like,
It's
okay,
black
next
and
year
white.
I'm gonna do something where it's just all explosions.
And
Steve,
Play-Doh.
your head's gonna
Lots of
explode.
Play-Doh.
No, God.
That's just his kid.
Oh, we get to blow Steve up?
Steve gets to get
In the shower.
In the shower.
It'll remind me of that SCTV. They have these guys talking. We got blowed up real good. We're gonna blow Steve up real
That's
good.
his kid though, because my nephew.
First you stab
yeah.
me.
We could
in
also
the
sing,
shower.
too.
You take a lot of abuse, Steve.
I take a lot of abuse.
We could
and
set
all
him
that.
on fire too. That'd be
You get
really
paint
cool.
dumped on you.
Yeah, we might as well just light people on fire.
I mean, I played
but-
Jabba the Hutt in the musical. Sorry, in an opera, and my nephew was like 3, and I was like, he goes, "That's funny," and then I sang it again. It was called Jabba Jive, And he goes, can you stop now? He was like 4 or 5. I go, I thought you thought it was funny. He goes, it's only a little funny. Gavin, this is for you. Gavin,
these
Out of the
love you,
mouths
Gavin.
of babes.
He's 4. What does he know?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. They hear that at school.
They
This
have the
is
attention
boring.
span of a gnat. Children. They have attention span of a gnat.
Yeah.
So a second later, they're off to something else.
Yeah. I mean, it's film noir. It's black and white. So that's
Yeah.
why. Yeah.
Well, guys, I have one question I want to ask you. Like, if somebody wants to be a part of this 40-hour film festival, I mean, what advice would you give them? Like, how to do it? Like,
Show up.
Show up.
It
Show up.
depends. I mean, well, yeah, show up. Yeah.
Have an open
show up.
mind.
Yeah, don't try to control the situation.
Don't expect to be.
Because none of us are like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We're not controlling it all.
Some want to be there because, why included? Why am I not the lead? No. You showed up. He decides what to do.
I mean,
You
I
just
think
do.
you should-
Right, don't create drama.
I think you should just
Definitely not.
that too. I mean, but I think you should ask teams that win awards. Nobody wants to hear from us.
No,
We
but
don't win any.
Stop putting
Oh.
yourself down.
We won an audience award, remember, for Easter
Right?
Vention?
It's not all about awards.
That
you
was
heard
No,
the
I know.
laughter.
If you want to just have fun, I think you should just do it to have fun.
Yeah.
Like as in, like I wanted to hear Anne Marie sing. I wanted to hear her best lines. Her and Kevin improvise. I wanted to see Ken work as a hard-nosed gumshoe, and I want to get to know people and bring out their best qualities and just throw it into this little small package of entertainment. Like Steve, I wanted him to sing a little bit.
Yeah,
Wanted
I
to
sang
sing
"O
naked.
Sole Mio."
That was impressive.
It was wonderful.
It was.
But I mean, that's what
You
you
got a
should be
voice there.
doing just for fun. You should do it just for fun. The awards. I mean, you don't need a big pat on the back. I mean, if you do need a pat on the back like that, whatever.
It is kind of cool to see yourself up on a big screen like that.
It's good,
some-
yeah,
it's a
it's
historic,
it's really cool,
historic
I think.
theater.
It's a
Somerville
nice
Theater
place
is
to
100
view
years old.
everything. It was really nice.
And the
Very
big
clever.
screen is such a different way of viewing things other than on your phone nowadays.
Yeah.
And the audience is totally different.
And I think the award was hearing people laugh. And I did this
Yeah.
when I wasn't even feeling good. And I'm like, I brought laughter to people. So
Yeah.
that's my award.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
said
the
like no, but I just made people laugh by saying this is
I
the
know,
dining room.
I know.
That was.
This is the.
Well, that cracked me up when I first saw that. Anne Marie and I were just both laughing because the way you did that so deadpan.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other part when he came in, and you're interviewing him at the door, he's just kind of there, and you're kind of almost acting like a bear. You're posturing.
And who might
And-
you be?
Yeah, and who might you be? And he starts explaining, oh, I'm just got to come in and take a look. And you don't move. And he said, are you going to move so I can come in and do my
Can I do my
job?
job?
It was just like
Certainly,
right out
sir.
of a detective movie.
Yeah, no,
It's really good.
like no, sir, that's your job. You know that got a laugh
It
on
did.
the line. Too.
We do want to invite everybody to a project that I was talking to Chris about, and like a short 15-minute film about a man who has bad luck with imaginary friends. So they
Okay.
Oh
either,
my!
That sounds awesome.
either they get killed,
I think,
they go for ice cream, and they never come back.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah. And
Al-
one takes
alien
a
abductions
restraining
involved?
order out on
I don't
on
even.
me.
Are you being
No,
serious?
I'm being serious. So I wrote kind of a basic
So that's what you're doing.
script, and
Yeah.
I started working with my cousin who lives in Los Angeles. He's a screenwriter, Jason Hawks.
Yeah.
So last 3 days, he writes scripts for shows and stuff like that. So I sent him what I had, and he said, "Oh man, that kind of sucks. Let me help you." So it's going to get rewritten, but I need.
I kind of said the same thing too. No.
well, what
I
you
didn't
saw
say it
was like
sucked.
a first draft.
Okay.
And so there's
I just didn't get
imaginary
it.
friends won't be present, but there'll be voiceovers.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to be a part of it.
Yeah, you
I-
can be the
me
guy
too.
who goes out
Yeah.
for ice cream
actually
and
pretty
doesn't
funny.
come back.
Oh,
I
gee.
love
You got to
that.
throw in some weird alien abduction
Are
backstory
you
too.
are you a
to
fan of
bad
Resident
luck.
Alien show? He likes it, but I really don't like it. Resident Alien on
I've never
Netflix.
watched
It's a great
Never
show.
watched it.
It's really bad. It's just,
Oh no, that's not a bad show. If you
if you're a guy, it's a guy show.
It's a guy show.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's a guy thing.
Anne Marie, when you get when you're all healed
Yes.
up and everything with your knee, what are your plans? What are you in the
Well,
future?
I have a dinner theater gig, which I think helped me with this part, like over the dramatic, like, oh, my husband, died. And then I did a one-woman show, which Chris, thank you, Chris, taped for me. We did it at the Stone Library. Kevin was my guest star, and I'll probably do it again next year, where I sing and I tell jokes. And
I didn't see that.
I was in. Oh, I didn't invite
It's
you?
5 days
No, I
before
didn't
she
see
broke
the
her
recording
leg.
of it.
Oh, yeah. And then 5 years. Yeah. So
It's hard to
I'm
recording
doing
to do
stuff.
that. It's big.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Are you doing any acting or anything like that, or?
No, I'm acting as Anne Marie's helper during this tough time. But
Are you?
That's a
I
lot
think
of
I
acting.
am.
Let me get that for you.
Yes. No, but the
been
no, I'd like to
helpful.
try to do more stuff because that show she put together, it's like a labor of love for her, and I have just a few bit parts in it, but it really is, it's really wonderful because it's just something that you can do anywhere. You can do it at a library, you can do it at a big club, you can do it on any stage, and people really get a kick out of it. It's very personal, and she puts a lot of
Oh, thanks, Kevin.
her intimacy into it and a lot of her own personal stamp.
Yeah,
So it's
Emery's
fun to be
very-
part of. Very
Thanks,
talented.
Kevin.
She's very special.
He thanks. Thank you. Oh, you guys are gonna make me cry. No, but he played the ukulele this year. That was fun.
Seriously?
I didn't know you could play the ukulele.
I didn't know either. I decided because I love George Harrison. He did a number called "The Devil in the Deep Blue Sea," and it was something I've always loved. I love the melody of it. I love the sound of it. And I said, I keep sitting on my butt thinking that sounds so great. And I said, I'm going to actually try to do it. So I can play guitar, and I figured it out, and it was kind of fun to try it.
More strings in ukulele?
Less than guitar,
Less.
and it's a different tuning.
I've always wanted to learn an instrument myself, but I never got around to doing
Just do it.
That's my next
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
is
you
to
just
get
got
back
the
into
first thing
doing
is picking it
instruments.
up.
I got to
sorry,
get
go ahead.
back into do something, I don't do this. I do this once a year with Chris, and when we used to do practices more, just to practice just everything, just, basic structure of doing a movie, but I need to get back into it. I always loved the horn section. I used to play the trumpet, but I didn't practice, and I just want to get and I really can't practice anymore because everyone's going to complain. My dog would follow me everywhere in the house and still whine. I go, listen, you stay here, I'm going to go. Either I'm supposed to throw the ball to you or let me practice. And I was not very disciplined growing up. My mother said, you can do this, but I don't see this happening because I was more outside, But
Playing outside, yeah.
yeah, I like the fresh outside. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would get back in it.
I like hitting things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Chris, what's your future? What are you gonna do?
Hi-hat guy.
Anything upcoming? Any film projects or?
Well, I'd like to. I wish I had more time. It's just I don't know how people have time to do all this stuff. It's like, I gotta paint the deck out back. I gotta put in a new floor in my kitchen, and it's like next.
Do you though?
I
Yes.
do.
Yes.
You want to see pictures?
Yes. It's a 60s ranch, nice wood everywhere, and linoleum, which was actually linoleum, not vinyl, was in the middle.
They'll tell you.
But they put business carpet over it. And he pulled it, and the glue's there, so you've got to do
never
something
have
over it.
asked.
Oh, wow.
I told him how to fix his kitchen sink.
Huh? Oh yeah. I gotta fix my kitchen sink.
What
you
you
haven't
doing?
seen the basement? Did you see the basement, the bathroom?
I didn't have the honor.
No,
What
that's
are you doing?
that's a
Getting
gut
ready for
job.
Bear
That's a
Homes
gut
and
job.
Gardens? See, I'm an actress.
That's a what job?
I
A
have
gut
one-
job. You pull it all
I'm
out,
sorry.
Go
and,
ahead. Go
and
ahead.
you get everything out of there. You've got to remove everything in that bathroom.
I'm an
Yeah.
actress. I have a one-bedroom condo. I'm not in Better Homes and Gardens. I just want to keep acting. I don't care what people think of my place. I try to keep it clean. And that's it.
You
That's
have
key.
you have a nice place
It's a lovely
though.
place.
Thank
My
you.
It's like a
place
beach
needs-
house.
Huh?
It's like a beach house.
Yeah, but nobody's.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Where is
You're
it
a
anyway?
filmmaker. You're,
Oh, in Stone.
You're
Oh.
a filmmaker
Yeah, you-
extraordinaire. You don't need to have a perfect house.
I mean this sincerely. You did such a good job with Millionaire Mosby. You really did.
me
Well,
or
everyone,
Everybody.
everyone
Yeah,
did.
we all
I thought
Everybody.
everyone did
You
a
guys
great
were
job.
just awesome.
I mean, everyone contributed.
came
You
together.
Ken, you came up with the thing in the ear.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
then there you go. We all contribute.
It's
Like,
Mosby.
See, I can't. See, I don't
All right,
laugh anymore.
Gumshoe.
I mean, when you say that, I mean, you'd be wise to keep it to yourself. I said to keep them to yourself, but I mean,
it's fine. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
made sure that we did a coverage of that just in case. And it
Well,
was
like
cool.
you say, you have to think of something else in doing a line because you see all these actors. How do they keep? That's why there's 100 takes because they both admire each other, but you've got to keep a straight face and think of what you're saying and everything around you as well.
I do want to mention
I
one
can't do
thing.
that.
I do want to mention one thing. We recently lost one of the greatest, one of the best actors in the business, Shelley Duvall,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I was
saw that.
actually gonna mention that.
and
That's tough.
she did The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick thing, and I heard that Kubrick take after take after take. I mean, he was so he did like one scene one scene alone took 3 months to do. That's how I mean.
She was exhausted.
She was exhausted, and I
tried
think
to
it
make her
may
exhausted.
affected her mentally because you saw that interview with Dr. Phil. I'm like, what are they doing?
Of course, I feel terrible for her. She
Some directors are
did not
like
end
that.
well
Some
for her.
say no and just go on to the next one. They don't want to do it because they're afraid to do it again.
Well,
I've heard some directors say that's good.
But 100 takes?
That's too
That's
much.
crazy.
Come on.
he was trying to
That's
screw with it, but
insanity.
I mean, there was also she did the movie Popeye where she sings the song "He Needs Me,"
That was
Yeah.
cute.
and that was I was thinking about that when you guys mentioned the musical, and I'm thinking like you could just throw in a song, just randomly a really nice song. It doesn't have to be a musical. Just have like one really nice song just in the middle or somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember
that's
going
about
to
it.
see Popeye
Yeah.
when I was a kid in the theaters, and I loved it ever since. I mean, I don't care that it got bad reviews or whatever. I thought it was great. And now I think of
was cute.
Robin Williams, Shelley Duvall, Popeye, and Olive Oil together again.
I did see the movie, and I'm like, I wish they had picked someone else besides Robin Williams. Duvall,
Why?
she was great. I don't know. It's someone else. Because he was doing all the movies then, and like
He was in
He was
every movie.
overexposed.
like you
a
see
little
all
bit.
these like Nicholson. Maybe a couple of movies are good.
I
Maybe
can't
a couple.
picture Jack Nicholson as Popeye.
as good as
can't
as
do
good
it.
as it gets was one of my favorite
Time to
movies.
eat
of
my
his.
spinach.
He was really good in that.
Like Meryl Streep, she's an extraordinary talent.
Brilliant.
But like, just give someone else a chance.
Yeah.
Are we at that time?
Is that
Oh,
the
I was
time?
just like gonna say this. Is what's going on?
Is that us?
Does it mean someone brilliant's talking every time?
No.
No, but this is why I don't like to do scary movies. I like to do comedies.
It's the
'Cause,
spirit
like,
of,
The Shining. I would be in a mental institution if I had to.
Well,
do
she
You know
that.
when that movie
she
came
didn't look
out?
healthy
Hard
later
drive
on.
is full. There's
I mean, she looked. Who was taking care of her? Missing teeth. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, she looked a mess at the end.
I know. Yeah.
But Steve, when that movie came out, I was like, I think 15ish, 16ish.
I
It was
didn't
in
The Shining?
1980 or 79 or something.
yeah.
So I think it was
No, it was
1980.
later than that. It was
1980.
when they
I
had
think.
Dick Tracy out.
Yeah.
All those times they were doing
Yeah, and it
Warner
scared
Brothers.
the hell out of me. My cousin and I were in a tough part of town in Binghamton. We walked a few miles out of into some city streets. We watched that movie, and it sounds really childish, but at 15 I figured I wouldn't be that easily scared. I could not sleep after seeing that movie. All I kept seeing was like that scene with the shower curtain, him pulling it back, and that old woman coming at him going, ah! And it just freaked me out.
I didn't see the movie. See,
Oh,
that's the
but
thing. I don't like.
I
Horrifying
read-
movie. It was a horrifying movie.
I read somewhere that the scene in which he goes attacks her with the axe.
Oh.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, it's iconic.
That took over 2 months to do.
Is he
Oh,
normally
come
like
on.
that? As a
That's what I
director?
read. I know
That's
the
crazy.
Kubrick was like obsessed with take after take after
in all
take.
his
Even
movies?
Clockwork Oranges. Did
Pretty
you
much
think
all
that
his
were
movies.
toothpicks for
Approach?
5 hours. I mean, in his eyes.
How many months did you sleep with the light on?
About maybe a couple years.
Oh, okay.
Tough part of Binghamton.
That's a long time.
So we're gonna have a big show
upstate New York
today,
is
right?
supposed to
You're
be
not gonna
really
cut
nice.
anything,
It's
right?
nice.
I know.
We've been talking for like an
We've been talking
hour
about
at
it.
least.
Hey,
I went
listen,
to
guys.
school
I
with a
mean,
kid from Binghamton.
it was it was so much fun to have you guys on.
This is a blast.
I just thank you, and I can't wait to work with you guys in the near future. That's all the time we have for the CVB show. I want to thank my guests, Chris Dreyer,
Oh,
Anne-Marie
gee.
King, Ken Hawks, Kevin Pearson, and Robert Jassy.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.
And,
It's been a pleasure.
we hope to see you next time. And like I said, if you want to know more about the 48-hour film project, well, what did you do?
Just point at you. Don't worry.
If you want to know more about the 48-hour film project, we'll have the info in the credits. And it's real fun to do. It'll be next May, 2025. So we hope to see you there. So for all of us here, I want to once again thank my guests. So this is Stevie B from the CVB show saying good night, Gracie.
And
Bye.
my nephew Gavin's actually really talented.